Yo, what is up, everybody? We are back again with Prove Your Skill number 2, part of the spring season for Blitz Masters. Hope that y'all are excited to see people in the chat already. Ominous, Millie, TK, hello everybody, hello. Welcome to the stream. Just so y'all know, again, I have to preface this. I am streaming with a 3-minute delay, so if you are not getting a response from me in chat, it's because, well, for one, I'm streaming a tournament. I don't have as much time to read a chat as normal, but again, like 3 minutes of delay makes it harder to do that in general. So I apologize for any not reading of the chat, but anyways, we are back with another round of PYS, and today we have a couple of things to clear out of the way. So for one, Wargaming announced that I would be watching group number 2 today, and that is not accurate anymore. So originally that was the plan, but look at this group. We've already watched Apex play, we've watched OnePex play, and we've watched Elevate play. So like these are all teams that we've seen before, and it would be kind of cringe to just watch the same people again, right? Because we watched them for the grand finals of PYS number 1, and that was kind of boring to do it again. So I asked to be switched to another group. So hopefully, as long as things were done correctly, we should be watching group 3 instead, which I think will be much more interesting, because we are watching 4 teams that we have not yet seen in this season. I'm doing my best to verify and see if it actually got added to the schedule. I don't think Tolian actually changed the schedule, no. So I really don't have a good way of knowing if it was actually changed in the official, in-game client, so that I am set up to watch it. But I hope that I am. If not, then I guess we're just going to be watching Apex again, which I have no issue doing, I suppose. I just would prefer to cover as many teams as I can, especially during the qualifying phase where, we have like 20-something teams that we could be watching. I don't know how many there are today. I think there's 18 again. I think 18 teams made it to this day. And so it would be 5 groups, and then 2 of the groups have only 3 players in them. So looks like group 1 and 5 each have 3 players. So one other thing that's a little bit weird is that some of the groups are very, very similar to before. So Apex and OnePex are again in the same group. Group 1 is exactly the same, which is really weird. Group number 1 is the exact same as PYS number 1 grand finals. So it's Joker having a bye, and then Nox and Pond in the same group as well. So that really hurts Nox, because I think Nox is honestly potentially a top 8 level team. But unfortunately, they have to play against Ponda and Joker, who are better top 8 level teams, in my opinion. And so that could absolutely be screwing them out of points. So it definitely does hurt their chances. But of course, you could always argue that, if you want to qualify for top 8, you have to be beating these teams that are at your skill level. And so Nox is going to have to prove themselves if they would like to do that. Another thing that I wanted to show y'all is that I finally did find the graphic that I was talking about before. I ended up just pulling this from the stream of Wild One's Helper, who originally had the graphic, and I originally had it, but then lost it, but he made another one, and I can show you guys the exact point distribution for Prove Your Skills. So if I go ahead and share my screen, you guys can see this is how many points each clan will get for a particular placement in a PYS. So for Prove Your Skill 1, day 1, getting first place will give you 2,305, and then day 2 is 2,000. So if you won both of these, you would be at 4,305 points. And then you go ahead and add this one, you would be at 7,815, if my mental math is correct, 7,815. So we can go ahead into the website just to confirm that this is true. But this is how the point distribution looks right now, and there's a couple notable things here. First of all, first place gets twice the points of second, which gets twice the amount of third and twice the amount of fourth. That's true for every single day. That is accurate. The other thing to keep track of is that the points get much more large as PYSs go on. So as you can see here, Prove Your Skill number 4 is worth nearly 4 times the amount of points that Prove Your Skill 1 is worth, which is absolutely insane if you think about it. There are it is so important to do well in these later ones. These early ones, they don't matter nearly as much, and of course it's always good to get every point advantage that you can. But for teams that had a slow start, it is absolutely possible for them to fight themselves back in with PYS 3 and 4. So this is definitely looking good for all teams right now, of course, especially the ones that had a good start, but you can always fight your way back. But it does put pressure on the teams that are doing well, because if they have a bad run later on, it could screw them out of getting a top placement. So this is absolutely something to keep in mind. when watching all these previous skills. So pretty intense kind of a round of scoring there. Now, really quickly, I am going to, let's see, switch us over. No, that's not the right thing. Okay, I'm just going to switch back to in-game for a second here. Because I don't want to be showing what I almost just showed on stream, because I wanted to switch here. Yeah, let's look at the rating, the Hall of Fame for the clan. So this is how well each clan is doing right now. And I think the number I said was 7,815. Okay, so my mental math was good. So right now, the teams that are doing best have won every single tournament they've played so far. Joker, Apex, 4L, Origin, and Reggie are in a 5-way tie for first right now because all of them have won PYS 1, Day 1, Day 2, and then yesterday's PYS 2 Day 1. So these 5 clans are all doing quite well so far. And I believe they're all in different groups today as well. I will have to double check that. But right now in the hunt for top 8 as well, we have SLG, Ponda, and Elevate. 3 teams that I am not surprised are making it here so far. SLG, great team. They took Origin to Game 5 twice, which is very impressive considering Origin was the top 2 team, and they 4-0'd Apex last season. So the fact that SLG was that competitive with the team really shows something. Ponda, of course, top 4 last season. I don't have to say a lot about them. And Elevate got top 8 for a few seasons, so they're also a very competitive team. If we look at other teams in the running for top 8, we've got VG, Straight, MM, and Hated. We've already seen MM and Straight play. Apex was able to dismantle Straight and MM in their brackets. We have Hated and VG as well, who I have not seen either of them play yet, and they are not in today's group. But they are in the running as well. INHO, Nox, INQ, OnePex, DVNY. We will be seeing DVNY, so Divinity is what they are called. So maybe I'll try to remember calling them Divinity from now on. But they are going to be in the group that we are watching today as well, if I got swapped correctly, which I'm not 100% sure if I did. Anyway, going and taking a brief look at the brackets right now, because we just got our invite, most likely, if I go ahead and check in-game, but I don't want to look at that yet. So if we go to current tournaments, actually it's right here, previous skill number 2, brackets, come on, please work. Show all the groups. So yes, group 1, the same as last PYS. Group 2, very similar, with Apex and OnePex being together, but these are new. Group 3, Veli, who did not qualify for second day for first PYS, but now they have. It's the only difference, really. And then Group 4, Reggie, MM, VG, Hated. Group 5, Origin, Straight, NHO. So those are your teams right now. I am going to go ahead and swap here and check what invite I got. Hopefully it's SLG or 4L. Okay, we did get SLG. Awesome. So we did correctly get Group 3. Thank you, Tolian, for doing that switch. I do appreciate it. And this is the team that we will be watching today. SLG's got all 10 players on right now. That's crazy. They've got 7 in, 2 spectating, and 1 in the middle. So they've got a solid lineup. I guess quickly what we can do is take a look at the teams, the team rosters, considering we haven't seen either of them play yet. So the SLG roster I can go ahead and show. Led by Captain 7777XQVV, which many of you may know as Reaction. He was the light tank player for Joker last season. He is Brazilian and leading this Brazilian team. You've got Tommy, Kenobi, Spyro, Svetlana, John David Jr., Massivo, Waifu, Kaisel, and Neiman. I know several of these names. Yeah, they're a solid roster. Obviously, you guys can tell that they've got a really good lineup. I'm curious to see this player. There's 76 right. Okay, wasn't sure if it was a reroll. Looks like it is. I believe this is Racismo, no. Because they've got the Pramo avatar, but yeah, I'm not 100% sure on that. But this is the SLG team. And then if we see who they're lined up against, DVNY Divinity. This is another LATAM team. Now this one I don't actually know the nationality of. Maybe if I click on them, I can see in their clan. No, I can't actually click on their clan very easily. Oh, here we go, clan profile. Will it say? I don't know where it would say. Here? Normally it has like a language or something of the clan, but it looks like not this time. Anyway, Prometheus, Rise, Legend, Kinox, Arthas, Cannon, Latin Monster, Leopard 2 winner, Kevin Wiesla, and Kinkfly. Most of these names I actually don't know, but there are a couple that I did. So hopefully they have a good showing for us today. And looks like I didn't set the teams correctly. My fault. I still had some remnants from yesterday, as well as when I was testing out the DVNY logo, because I just got that today as well. But anyway, we are going to go ahead and get right on into today's games. SLG already rated up with 7 players for Normandy. DVNY only having 6 right now. That is concerning. We already saw yesterday what happened when there was a team with tanks down, and they got completely rolled instantly. And especially the fact that DVNY made second day and is now showing up with only 6 is extremely painful for them. And that is not how you want to show up against an SLG team that is looking for top 8. Now, the map is going to be Normandy, and we are going to be seeing a reaction in the Vickers Light. No surprise, he's the light tank player. And the rest of SLG in an assortment of tanks. We've got Sturvs, a TVP, a 60 TP, an MLE, and an E5 in there. DVNY with an assortment of their own tanks, a couple IS-7s most notably, but also a Batchat, not a tank you see often. DVNY is going to have to be playing this one a little bit risky, considering that they are down a tank entirely, and maybe their plan should be to stall as long as possible, just so that they can see if their 4th player, or their 7th player, why did I say 4th? Their 7th player will ready up in time, because, yeah, you basically have no chance of winning with 6 players. If you do, I am extremely impressed and you deserve it, but come on. You gotta be fielding 7, especially on day 2 of a PYS, where you've already gone through the qualifiers for day 1. I'm gonna keep saying DVNY. I will try to remember to call them Divinity. I'll do my best. But let's get it, y'all. Game number 1 on Normandy. This is a best of 3. The very first set that we will watch today is best of 3, and then the rest will be best of 5. So we will take to the skies and look at our teams here. Looks like SLG taking a very aggressive mobility push. Both the Vickers and the TVP having speed boost here. See what they can light up. Looks like the Super Conqueror gets lit. 60 TP from DVNY, not going to be able to put a shot in, but the Super Conq will into the TVP, who's trying to go aggressive. Those early shells didn't quite work out, and there we go. 60 TP puts an aggressive shot into 7s, who is a little overextended there. So the bleeds are in SLG's favor, as well as the... Sorry, the bleeds are in Divinity's favor, as well as the caps. However, you know, they're down a tank to begin with, so the hit points still are vastly in favor of SLG right now. And they will absolutely have the DPM gun advantage in general whenever a push does come. SLG seems to be rotating themselves over to the C side. Jonathan David Jr. going to be grabbing the C base, but face a little bit of resistance here from Artis, but he does have some support as well. Shots do go when they start falling back, but in comes the rest of Divinity. They've got 3 tanks right now, where Prometheus is getting himself clipped out. Looks like the TVP from behind has put in several shells. Artis, Prometheus, each taking some damage from Kenobi, who is now holding back as he reloads. And Divinity here, I mean, they need to organize something. Splitting up when you only have 6 players in the first place could be a little risky. And Neiman from the SLG team going to be cutting them right in half with his aggressive position here. Yeah, cutting the team right in half. However, Sevens has taken yet another hit. He's already in half hit points. And all things considered, Divinity's not doing too horribly right now. They're managing to bleed teams rather well. Neiman is going in for a push, though. The rest of SLG going to catch Prometheus off guard. He will fall in just a moment. Kenobi with the clip. And Svetlana putting shots in as well. However, Neiman will take plenty of damage and get taken out himself. Big hit point advantage here for SLG, though, and they are also up 2 guns. Artis going to be the next focus fire target. Look at all this DPM from the Sturvs, alpha damage from the 60 and the MLE. Very filthy work there. The SLG is now almost tripling Divinity on the hit points. Legend in the flesh doing his best to hide behind Kevin Wiesla, but no, he gets taken out from tanks all around him. And now it is just 2 tanks left. Kevin going to try to put in one more shot defiantly before falling. And now it is just Kingfly left against 6 tanks from SLG. Now they did hold on for a solid 2.5 minutes, but I'm sure they definitely wished it could have been a little bit more, because they need to delay as long as possible for their 7th player to show up, if they're able to show up at all. See everyone else turning up in the chat today. Welcome. Pickle, Ruski, Belly, what is up, Belly? Good to see you in here. Mona, Army Reject TK, Jinx, Trath, Death Knight, 442, Alfar. Oh, it's you. Got it. Yeah. It's you. Got it. My fault. Well, Alfar, good luck today. Looks like you did pretty well game 1. Spawns will swap, and Divinity does not have their last player yet. Unfortunate. Yep, and we will switch to the overlay. Sorry, I was searching something up here. I'm trying to see. Yeah, Jonathan David Jr. for some reason isn't showing up on Blitz Stars yet. I was just trying to see past names to see if this was... No, this is someone entirely different. Okay, my fault. Anyway, 1 minute until the next game. Normandy spawns swap. SLG now with the North spawn. And are they taking Mouse? No mouse. Okay, STB. Makes sense. Honestly, I feel like the STB is very similar to the Vickers, but with an extra grade of gun suppression. A little bit less in terms of the mobility, but of course, you know, STB's got plenty of its own strengths. Yeah, Divinity not bringing their 7th. This is unfortunate for them. And what really sucks is that their next set happens immediately after, so they don't have any time to wait for the next player to show up. SLG, if they win, you know, they don't have to play their game until 9:30 Eastern. So they can relax for like 20 minutes or so. Divinity doesn't have any time to delay. I believe their set's immediately following this one. Either that or it's a lot earlier, I know for sure. So a little bit awkward if they're not able to bring their 7th in at all tonight and they just start taking L's. It looks like we have drugged demotion, who I can ban later if there's not already a mod here. Divinity, again with 6 tanks. They are kind of splitting their T100 LT off. Didn't really take a look at the tank lineups, but Divinity, maybe questionable decision for them to have double light tank, where they are already down a tank. Their hit points are severely lacking here, down 2,500. Then again, double STB from SLG here, with both 7s and Kenobi running one. And they are both playing on the west side of the map here, and they will be matched against Kevin. However, the rest of Divinity has been spotted over on the seaside, so I think SLG is aware that Kevin is alone, and maybe they could push the STBs on him, take him out early. Good tracking shot into Kevin right there. Looking at the heavy side of things, Divinity playing somewhat aggressive. I mean, they've got their Super Conqueror all the way up against the rock here, taking plenty of real estate. They've got the Octopus X in the back for support and 2 IS-7s for just some bodies to have around it, preventing SLG from pushing. However, Jonathan David Jr., also known as Alfar, pushed pretty far forward here, all the way in the bowl, and as we saw last game with Neiman doing so in the E5, that did help facilitate SLG's opening push, which took the game, or which ended the game rather quickly. However, SLG looks like they will be doing so again with Neiman, but perhaps more in the CD area than in the middle. And Legend of Flesh is already taking damage. But looking at the STBs from SLG, they've already pushed over the hill aggressively. Kenobi all the way in the A base, but not quite going for it just yet. But here we do see some action occurring. Kingfly has taken some damage, several shots here. The STBs are singling him out. Legend in the Flesh is taking lots of damage from SLG as they start to push in the CD area. Jonathan David Jr. with his 1v1 with Arthas in the middle, but just Waifu's going to help out with that. Legend will be taken out shortly here. One more shot from Spyro will do it. No, he misses it, so Neiman will finish the job. But he misses as well. Takes a big shot there from the IS-7 and does fall, actually. So for a brief moment, tanks were even before Legend did fall, but Arthas is incredibly low. Just Waifu should be able to take him out rather quickly. Kingfly and Kevin Wiesla do take out the STB, though. Kevin is worried about King Fly now. He's going to do his best to kite all the way around as long as possible, but in the meantime, Canucks does start to fall. And yeah, Kenobi's going to have an easy 1 versus 2 here. King Fly and Spyro fall on the other side of the map. Sorry, Spyro falls on the other side of the map just alone. And now it's just Prometheus left alone against 4. And honestly, props to Divinity for keeping it not... Well, I shouldn't say not close, because obviously 7,000 hit points isn't that close. And SLG is easily able to take that set, but really with the 7th tank, that could have gone a lot better for them, to be honest. First game was a rollout either way, in my opinion, but second game, they had some counterplay for sure. But yeah, GG to SLG as they will move on to the winners side finals. Divinity with their set pretty quickly after the other set ends, which is who are the 2 teams? I know one of them is 4L. I don't remember which one the other one is. If we go ahead and click on the tournament section, let's go back to here. It's Veli. Okay, so 4L Veli. That is still going on. As we can see, Divinity's match is not yet set, which means that it is dependent on when the other one ends. So we will most likely be watching SLG, which starts in 22 minutes, which means I have some time to play battles in the meantime. First of all, I need to go back to my Twitch chat and ban a user. I'm not going to use the ban cam on because I don't have that set up for this particular program that I'm using, which is Restream, which allows me to stream on multiple channels. Also got to thank Daddy Jinx for the follow earlier. Wasn't able to catch that. Appreciate you. Reading chat. I think SLG is going to contend for top 4. Oh, they will definitely, but top 4 isn't really a thing right now. It's just making it to top 8 that matters, and top 4 is the second step. But right now, everyone's just worried about getting to top 8. Anything else that I'm missing in the chat? Playing as my account, give it your old leader. I see, I see. It is De Silva. Got it, Alpha. Okay, okay. Alright, sorry, just reading the chat. Is this tier 8 lol? Yeah, that's a good meme. Okay, anyway, we can just go ahead and get into some games here. What will I play? Tier 9 or tier 8? I don't really know what I'm feeling right now. Some 31er. Is that what I did last time? I don't remember. I think 31er seems pretty fun. Gravity is open. I could screw in Gravity for a bit as well. That'd be kind of fun. The fact that a team made second day and has 6 people is bonkers. I comment, didn't y'all almost run with 6 today? I thought that's what I saw on the Apex server. Now, it looks like you have 8 in there. Never mind, I'm wrong. First day wasn't competitive anyway. Well, yeah. But still. You know, you make it to the second day, you should be able to play. Alright, we are bottom tier. That's fine, I suppose. I'm going to slide myself over a little bit. Oh, and center myself just a little more in the camera. Obviously, it's not going to be perfectly centered just the way that my desk is set up, but it's fine. This is where I like to go in pubs, in my mediums. Our 3 TDs are all going on the other side with that T-57, so a little interesting. Well, they may actually run into the enemy. No, they are here after all. Did get spotted there, feels bad. This player is about to run into a world of pain. Yeah, nice job, 50B. He thought that he could sneak behind me. I saw you there. Nice try, buddy. Nice. This should be good for him. Why would the Sheridan try to trade with a 183? That's literally the last tank you want to trade with for a single shell. Obviously, you don't want to trade with a Clipper, but if it's a 1-for-1, you actually can trade with most Clippers and be fine. And that's actually one of the nice things about fighting against a Clipper, is that if you're able to trade 1-for-1 with it, it'll eventually have that long 20-second reload, which gives you the advantage to push. However, that didn't happen. He just straight up traded 1-for-1 with a 183. Which I don't care if you are a Sheridan and have decent alpha damage. It's not as good as a 183's. Also, did I just roll 318 with HE where this guy doesn't even have a spall? There we go. That's a little better. Here we go. Stole the kill, kind of. Ban? I banned someone's season because they were a bot spamming advertisements in my chat. Tan10, welcome to the stream. Oh, their team was bad. 3 zeros, including that 50B who thought that he had something on me. That's goofy. Yo, we get the video for the event. Or did I just got an offer for a camo for a tank that I didn't even play. That's funny. Am I gonna buy it? No. But it's cool. I think I got it on the press. It's cool. If I click on this, does it watch the video again? Yeah, it does. Okay. No, I will personally pass on it because I am not really one to buy legendary camos with gold. Plus, I already have one of my favorite camos in the game on it. If I go all the way over here, this thing right here, which is a battle pass camo that I unfortunately only got one of, but I decided to put on this tank because I think it looks really good on it. But yeah, you do not want to play that tank though. However, that reminds me, there was something in the shop that I did want to buy with gold. Excuse me. So y'all probably saw that they added the this bundle into the stores. It comes with the Kunzpanzer and the M4 FL10. You could also buy them individually a little bit down here somewhere, and I did want to pick up the M4 FL10. I think it was only 2,500 gold or something, 3,500, which is a pretty good deal. Ooh, looks like they sell the Prague and the Samla together as well. It's pretty good. But yeah, I am going to pick up this. Okay, 3,500 gold. Pretty good. I'm going to take it. This is a solid tank. It's got the auto reloader on it. And the DPM is pretty good even without the auto reloader, so kind of cool. Picking up the tank. Will I play it terribly often? Maybe not, but I did want to buy it at least. Get it a little bit equipped here. Camo on it. What's a good looking camo? This one does look pretty good, but I don't think I want to put a particularly rare one on it. And spend like a minute or so looking at anything that's decent here. This isn't that bad, to be honest with you. But I don't really think I'm going to put something that special on it. Just because this is a tier 7 tank. And yeah, don't care about tier 7 that much. I'm just going to leave this on it for now, and I think I will fully choose a camo another day. Ammo, this tank does need a little bit of gold because, you know, it doesn't have the most pen. And I will equip it just because I equip all of my tanks, and now every single tank in my garage is fully equipped, which is pretty cool. But yeah, I don't feel like playing it right now. What I do feel like doing is playing a little bit of Gravity until things begin for the next set. Should have time for at least a game, probably 2. You're Invictus. Ah, rip. Well, GG. Yeah, your team was horrible. 3 zeros. That's pain. Your 50B tried to trap me, but he didn't realize that I had 3 players behind me. So, yeah. Unfortunate, man. Alright, well, it is gravity time. Let's game. We've got Meat Plow and Meat Shield on our team, so very goofy individuals. Rocking IS-7. Very strange tank to be playing in gravity, but I mean, I respect it, I suppose. I'm gonna play right around here. Someone did the Easter egg. It's cute. And let's see what we can do. Sorry, Dobie. At least he reacted as he activated his reactive, so good for him on that, I suppose. Enemy heavies are probably pushing in. Yep, there they are. I got spotted, unfortunately, which means I may get nuked here from the skies. The grill there, beautiful. Their TDs are all spotted there, so I'm not going to get nuked from the skies, thankfully. However, in comes that IS-4. He seems to be looking at me. He missed, though. I think I got nuked. Unfortunately, me turning moved my reticle, or made my reticle blow up just a bit there, so I missed that shot. Let's turn this way. Yes, I love it. I love it. This is very fair and balanced. He hit me in the air. I missed him though. Feels bad. There is a Kronvon, so I'm going to drop down. He says, "Oi, 34." I'll say oi back. Oi, oi, oi. And there he is. Now let's jump. I probably have my jump before he does. Haha! Because I've got my special, you know, cooldown booster on. Here I am. Da da da. Can I sneak one in? No, I was kind of turning midair there, and that made things a little bit awkward. Don't buy that. No, FL10's amazing. FL10's good, and I have the gold for it. Why not? What do you mean, don't buy that? No. Oh, he's giving me an HE. Oh, it didn't pen. That's so sad. I think he got hit out of the way. Seriously, so it's not amazing. Fair enough. Ram the birdie board. I'm turning as best I can. Will I get the shot in? E4 blocked my best chances at doing so. That just missed as well. Tough. He's surviving for quite a long time, honestly. I respect that. I'm just going to wait for him to jump next and then take him out that way. I think that would be my best odds at getting more damage in this game. And I missed that shot because I thought that he was going to start falling soon. He was still rising when I shot him. There we go. Our game's up. There was one other tank that I wanted to play that I've actually been having a lot of fun in gravity with, which I did not expect to be nearly as fun as it was. Normally I'm just like, TDs are the way to go, right? Only play TDs. But I learned from someone. Ooh, Nino got his video. Nice! My buddy Nino, also known as Noob Eater, who you may previously have known him as, got his video on the Eagle put in the game. That's awesome. Good for you, man. I've been liking the Leopard a lot. I learned recently that there is 2 variables that determine how fast you can launch a tank. You know, when there's like recoil and stuff, when you hit a tank and it goes flying. There's 2 factors. One is its weight, and number 2 is the shell velocity. And so what I'm doing right now is I'm running the Leopard with the equipment that boosts its shell velocity, as well as the consumable that boosts its shell velocity. And you know, it's already a tier 10 medium, so it's got very good shell velocity in its own right. But having those things in combination, and it's amazing. You know, you can launch a tank super far. So that is a tank that I've been enjoying quite a bit, actually. Oh, I got spotted somehow. Looks like it was that Sheridan. Oh, I'm probably gonna get nuked from above then. So I hide. Somehow that Sheridan let me. I'm surprised it did. All the way at this distance, but fair enough, fair enough. Yeah, you can really knock something far. Got spotted again. Their mouse is spotting our E4 or E3 because he wants to remove our camper. Again, I'm getting lit here. This is not good. But I am okay. Oh, what the heck? I don't know if I lost connection to my game or something or what, but I started driving very far forward. Mouse is dead. And they have a Sheridan missile back there. I just want to see if I can launch the Sheridan that's up here far. That would be fun. Let's see if I can do it. What is spotting me? I don't know. But you can see that 268 just got sent. It's evil of me. Let's see. No, he's too far. There you go. What can I shoot? 268 again? He just gets sent so far. Shell velocity is amazing. It recoils me a decent amount as well, but it's just so fun to do. I don't know if I can pen this player. Probably not. Even worth trying? Probably not. But yeah, TVP, goodbye. Well, that was with heat though, so my shell velocity is not nearly as high. But yeah, GG's. Well, yeah, I am losing connection to Blitz a little bit here. I can definitely tell that my driving's a little laggy. But my stream connection seems fine, so I wonder why. Eggy, what's up, Eggy? Hate its gun depression? Gotcha. I'll try to remember that. I don't know what it is, but... Alright, you got killed. Haha. GG's. Well, we got our invite. So I'm going to go ahead and hide this while I go ahead and join it. But yeah, that was a nice game. 3.7. It's just fun having that extra shell velocity to launch something. But here we go. It is 4L versus SLG. So I will get that set up. I don't know why that does the Windows noise sometimes. I would try to avoid it if I could, but I really have no idea. So here we go. 4L and SLG are the teams that we will be looking at. Now, we already looked at the SLG roster, so in a second, we can take a look at 4L's roster, and they've got a lot of new players. They did lose a bunch from last season, where they were the 5th place team, but they did gain some players as well. So if I pull up the roster here, which you all can check out, they are led by Wrecked, aka Derpy. And their players are Darktronics, Tan2 Strong, Flossie, K911, MH, Leafy, Max Verstappen, Burby, and Dingleberry. So I know for a fact Darktronics was on the Apex team before, so obviously a capable player. He's new to their team. Max Verstappen, I believe, is also on Apex at one point, so he must be capable. They also picked up Flossie, who was previously playing with Droodles, I believe, last season, but I don't 100% remember if he was on the team But they have picked up some new players, and I don't know all of them if they're new or not, but those are the notable players that, like, personally I know, at least somewhat. So they've picked up an interesting group, and we'll see how they do this season. Again, right now they are shooting for top 8 right now. They're currently in top 5 right now in terms of seeding, but of course, you know, right now it's just qualifying for top 8 that matters, because once you get to top 8, it's just a round robin, right? Seeding doesn't really help you anymore in that regard. But yeah, currently they're tied for first with 4 other clans. So things are looking pretty good for them. If they're able to win this group, that would help them a lot. If not, SLG could overtake them in terms of points. Let's see, how many points differentiate them? Right now, 1,000 points separate the two teams. And if I look at that previous image, it's a 1,500 difference between first and second for today. So yes, SLG would overtake 4L if SLG wins the group today, versus or 4L wins, you know. So 4L did 2-0 Veli. It looks like Veli, they are still playing against DVNY right now to see who plays against the loser of this set for the losers finals. We are back on Normandy, so both of these teams just got off of Normandy. Now they will play it again, so a little bit goofy, silly map distribution for the day, but you know, it is what it is, I suppose. But we can pull up the special overlay for the training room. And 4L seem to be Kronvon believers. They are running 2 of them, potentially 3. Yeah, 3 of them here on Normandy. I mean, it's a great hold down map, so I don't necessarily disagree with that idea. SLG will be rocking 2 E5s and potentially 2 MLEs as well, so double MLEs could be an interesting play. They did use them previously in their set against Divinity, but I mean, that was a 7-on-6, so I didn't necessarily think that any strat that SLG used was conducive to how they would actually play in a tryhard setting. But in addition to the triple crons, they'll also bring a Yo. So 4L going with those clippers here today. A Sturv for DPM, an E5 for that reactive, and just general flexibility. A T100, of course. Light tanks are useful to have on this map. It's a big one. SLG, again, double MLE, but also double E5, double Sturv, and a 60 to anchor down. So no light tank here, no mediums. Previously they ran double STB, with still plenty of mobility on their lineup with those Sturvs and E5s. So they should be just fine there. I am curious to see if the Yo gets used kind of as an A reset, or if it's going to be camping in that southeast corner in this map, which is sometimes a thing that you can do. Either way, we'll see how it goes. Game number 1 about to begin for 4L versus SLG, 2 teams that are definitely top 8 caliber, and I mean, eventually, yes, both of them will be vying for that top 4 spot as well, but I do fully expect both of these teams to qualify for top 8. Because I haven't seen Tan in forever. He is in the chat on YouTube right now, so if y'all slide over to YouTube, you could say hi to him. Anyway, game number 1 beginning. Tantan was actually in my comp team way back when I played in Top Caliber / Unique, which was a Pramo breakoff. We were actually on the same team back then, kind of. Actually, no. I don't think he was on my team. I think he was on the backup team. We actually had 3 teams back then. That's how active my clan was. It was absolutely insane. Anyway, looking at this game right here, because that's, of course, what we are here to watch. The Sturv and T100 for 4L quickly grab the C base faster than SLG, so they will have the cap advantage. Now, North spawn that SLG has does have a creative spot that you can use to defend the A base. Looks like SLG is not going to be worrying about doing that right now. And Burby going to be potentially grabbing the base here. Now, he's going to be going into a similar spot that actually does kind of mirror the one that I was just talking about for SLG. So we have seen before in competitive play that you can kind of hide behind this little bunker here. And this one right here, and if you can go in between those 2 kind of prongs, it's a very nice hold down spot for resetting A. Now the Burby's spawn does have like this thing behind him, but it's not really usable. So that is an advantage for having the north spawn. It looks like Kaisel here is going to be contesting Burby for the A side, and in general it seems like SLG may be migrating over here a little bit because they are down in the caps, and to be able to grab A would be rather nice for them. Burby and Kaisel haven't quite noticed each other. Leafy and the 60 spotting each other out. So it looks like a shot has gone into Rekt and Neiman each on the D side, but even Neiman is rotating over. SLG going to have 5 tanks all the way over. Svetlana and it looks like Sevens are going to be holding out on the D side here. Looks like action is starting to happen here. SLG is pushing into the A base. But Leafy in the T100 and Flossie spotted back there. Okay, so now SLG does know that 4L is putting effort into resetting the base. Spyro has already taken a shot. They bounce off of Kaisel though, so he should have enough time to grab the base himself here. Burby's going to see if they can put one in. Yo, barely getting the HE reset in time. And Kaisel trying to cover Spyro here. And look at Rekt kind of sneaking around. He's trying to get a reset into A. Doesn't quite have the ability to do so. He's got his reactive on, but Spyro's taking a lot of damage here. Kaisel a little bit too, and that was a failed attempt at grabbing A, so several hit points were spent here for 4L. However, several hit points were spent for SLG. However, they do have information. Leafy is now falling back, so only Flossie covering the A base with Burby here. But SLG has already abandoned the area. They are sending themselves back over to the C side, potentially to push here, now that they have filled out the A area, and Kaisel and Spyro are both falling back themselves. Burby going to move forward and not see anything. That may be his opportunity to grab the A base. Now he's just going to be driving straight on in. Now, he does stop briefly, just in case that there is a trapping play going on here, of which there currently isn't. But the rest of SLG is getting themselves into position here for this D side push. E5, STRVK all going on the outside. 4L mounting themselves a defense as best they can. They've got T100 in the rear, Kronvons with those clips to play a nice C defense. That is, of course, the best use of the Kron, is to be defensive with it. But they absolutely have C base on lock here. But do they have B base on lock? Looks like Jonathan David is going to be trying to grab it here, but no. Darktronics puts in a shot. Gets a second one in as well, but Jonathan David Jr. does return fire. So some damage has been put in, and it looks like Rekt is actually taking some fire himself here, as is SLG, bringing their E5s with their reactives on in here. But in come the clips from 4L, putting tons of damage into Kaisel, who's getting himself tracked out here. Darktronics should be able to pick up the kill. Leafy GF does so himself. 4L's got lots of defense over here on this side of the map. They are starting to push into Rekt, though. SLG is going to have some shots into him and Max Verstappen. STRVK coming around in the rear to do so. You got to commit and get that shots in right now, because just Waifu is about to fall himself. SLG needs to commit here for this push, but Svetlana was a little bit slow in doing so. Finally getting their first kill right now in that play right there, Max Verstappen, and they want to go for Rekt next, but he's in a nice hold down position himself. And Jonathan David in his face hug here with Burby going to be taken out as well, and 4L actually has the advantage going into the end game here by 2 tanks. Still 2 tanks, as both teams do lose one, but hit points are in favor of 4L as well as the guns. And Tantan's got 2 shots in the clip, gonna burn 1 on Svetlana, get that kill. 5 on 2, and the focus fire looking great here for 4L. Sevens is left on full hit points at the end here for the most part, and they're going to put as much damage in as they can, but it's not going to be enough for them. Down he goes, and it is just reaction left against 5, and 4L mounting a successful defense of all of the bases that SLG tried to push. First, they tried inserting themselves into A. They were denied. Then pushing right into the B base. They were denied. And then finally, with their all-out attack into C, all of the Clippers from 4L were able to defend the base properly and get themselves a win there. So passive play from 4L seemed to be the victory there. And of course, that is what the Kronvon excels at. GG to Darktronics on top with 3K, Leafy right behind with 3 as well. And Rekt as well, so 3Ks there for 4L. Nicely done. Game 2 going to be the same map here, this time 4L with the North spawn. And this is a best of 5, so the rest of the day is going to be played in best of 5s, just so you know. So we will have to see at least 3 games today for this set and for all successive sets here. Omnis has been playing 1, 2, and B with Gunpowder and Supercharged for the same reason. Yeah, there you go. That shell velocity is super nice. It's super fun for launching tanks in Gravity for sure. It was a good time. Anyway, looks like SLG is going to be running a pretty similar lineup, all things considered. They will bring out a T100, so they'll have a light tank of their own reaction running it, keeping one of the MLEs. That seems to be really the only thing that they've swapped out, is one MLE for a light tank. But everything else is the same for them with their double stirve, double E5. 4L, though, going to be switching to another Yo and perhaps a third? Lots of clippers here for that team. They do enjoy that. Double stirs for DPM and IS-7s, potentially to grab some land there. My game has unfortunately lost connection. That is concerning. I'm readied up though, so we should be all set. Yeah, 3 Yos for Team 4L. I'm just going to go ahead and leave it like this screen right here. I may have to restart though. That's usually not a good sign. My connection to the game seems to be very poor today, despite the fact that my connection to Twitch is perfect and I'm not losing frames, and that's usually the better indicator of whether or not my internet's okay. But yeah, I don't know if we'll fully load into this game or not. Let's hope that we do. We do. But will we be able to see the game start, or will I have to restart the game is the question. Okay, so things do seem fine on my end, so good for that, I suppose. In comes the Normandy plane, gets shot out of the sky, and bang! There we go. The game begins. 7's again going for early aggressive spots in the Team 100, same position for the most part as what they did in their set against Divinity. And once again, we will see the early cap here from 4L, but no, Tantan going to be driving right through it. They're going for an aggressive push into C. Interesting, interesting. And that is done as 7's grabs the A base, but no, Tantan's going straight on through. Look at this hard aggression here from 4L as they get all of their Yos right into this middle area here, but Burby and Darktronics Max already taking shots. SLG seems to be prepared for this. Rect taking hits as well, and look at SLG's got lots of their hull down tanks all readied up here, and so much damage is going into 4L. However, they do have the initiative on Jonathan David Jr. as they're going to be bringing 3 shots into him, or 3 guns into him, but SLG with an immediate counter push onto Darktronics. He has spent his clip, Max has spent his own, and yeah, the 60 TP holding on to 3 tanks here for as long as he can. He will fall soon, but Darktronics has already gone down. Burby gets picked off as well. And SLG holding that 3-on-1 over there as they have been able to take out the rest of the tanks from 4L that are not in that push area. Rect going to be singled out here from 7's, aka Reaction. He falls right then and there. Flossie in the STRVK. Max trying to hold off for as long as they can, but SLG still got 6 guns in the game. Only 4 of them for 4, and they're not even worried about Leafy, who's in the I-7 on the cap. His gun is not dangerous. The dangerous guns right now to take out are that of the Yo and the Sturv. They will pick him off. Tantan actually does get himself lit on fire, and he is taken out just because of having low hit points, but SLG's already pushed onto Flossie. And this game, too, is going to be going back in SLG's favor now. They are ready to take this one. 5 tanks left to 1. Leafy alone in the IS-7 will put one final shot in as an act of defiance before succumbing to the rest of SLG's roster. And the set is tied 1-1. Exciting stuff here. Lulu, what's up, Lulu? How you doing? Welcome to the stream. Hope that you're good. Enjoy the games for today. We got 4L and SLG in the winners finals for PYS 2, Day 2. And Reaction on top at 3.6, well played. The level 45 T100 plays that tank a lot, it seems. With that being said, the maps will swap over to the second map, which is New Bay. An asymmetrical map, which is, I guess, symmetrical on the ramp side, but when it comes to the town area, the park is a little bit asymmetrical, more conducive to the south side, but if the north side can get an early crossing onto it, it could work out well for them. Of which it looks like 4L has the south side right now, and they will be readying up. And heavy tanks, this is definitely a much heavier map than most. You will occasionally see a light tank that can be used for, like, grabbing A and that sort of thing, and it looks like Darktronics actually readying up in a 1-2-1B, so medium, used for a very similar purpose. But for the most part, this is a exclusively heavy map, and SLG will be showing this with their own lineup, using 2 MLEs once again, a VK72. So plenty of alpha damage, you know, that tungsten especially increasing that alpha damage. So yeah, heavier lineup from both teams. Looks like 4L is going to be bringing one as well here. Interestingly, no Stirves from 4L. They've been running them a bit today, it seems, but not this game. Less players are not rooting up. This makes me scared that I've lost connection to the game again. I probably have, to be honest. I'm going to restart my game. Normally, yeah, these players should be readied up by now. I'm absolutely going to restart my game real quick. Do not know why I've been losing connection so much. But it is what it is. And as long as I'm readied up, we're good. Here we go. Yeah, the lineups are very different. Lineups are extremely different, so I definitely did lose connection there, but we are all set. Triple 60 TP from 4L, going for lots of alpha damage there. Keeping the Yo as well. I know Max Verstappen is an EU player, so it may just straight up be the only tank that he has on this account. He's run it every game so far. But they also have the VK72, so again, tons of alpha damage. It's SLG running double VK plus and 2 MLEs, so they've got their own hard-hitting guns. They're 60 TP as well. This could very well be Jonathan David Jr.'s only tier 10. Who knows? All of these EU accounts, I mean, they're strong players, of course. EU's got a ton of strong players, but it could be a struggle in terms of tank flexibility. Now, Tantan is already pushing himself aggressive again. Not a good trade, though, with a 60 TP. 4L does like to grab that early... oh my goodness, forgetting the word for it. Real estate advantage here, and they do push aggressively with their 60s all the way over the ramp. They're going to spot Jonathan David Jr. here. Also look at Just Waifu, who's in a trapping position here with Kaisel, about to spot Darktronics in just a second here. There he is. They don't spot each other. Yep, Kaisel, Darktronics, Waifu all spotting each other. And it's going to be Tantan taking all of that damage right now, and SLG's ready with their VK72s to put in the massive bleeds. They do get spotted, though. Svetlana is lit. And now 4L starting to get a little bit scared here. And while they did grab A base, SLG grabbed a B, and they also have the hit point advantage. And their tanks are ready to respond to this push. Darktronics falling back from the initial position that he had made. Kaisel did take a hit, though, and it looks like maybe 4L is ready to push it with 2 tanks here instead this time. Yep, there they show up. Kaisel putting one into the 60 TP. He returns fire into the Stirve. That seems to be the better target to push immediately. But the 121B missing his own shot. Looks like the IS-7's 60 TPs are starting to push into SLG up top as well. And in comes Max, who's taken a ton of damage here, left to 500. How's this brawl going on for the team right here? Looks like Tantan the first to fall, as the 60s are still pushing in to Jonathan David Jr. and Svetlana, who's covering the best he can. Just Waifu going to fall to Wrecked in a moment here. Will he be able to put in one more shot? He does so before falling. Kaisel may be able to take this 1 versus 2, actually. Darktronics can do his best to cover, but down goes Jonathan David Jr. Finally, SLG's got so many tanks in here. There are lots of alpha damage. Double VK72s in the MLE going to make quick work. 777 actually does help out with Wrecked there, and Darktronics should fall soon. Right behind us off camera, we can go to him right now. Yep, Sevens is helping out with that push. Takes him out quickly. And Leafy left alone, ammo racked in a 60 TP. And the alpha damage from VK72s is enough to stop the push from 4L. They tried their best, but it wasn't quite enough to break into the SLG spawn. Now it is just K911 who's left sitting on top of the A base, left against 5 tanks. Once again, SLG left with 5 at the end. And that's a game 3 going to SLG as well. Alpha damage does seem to be very nice at punching those pushes right away. And 4L, even though they ran much more armored tanks this time around, where they'd previously pushed in with a bunch of Yos, this time, even with the armor, SLG showing that they can handle themselves just fine here. There we go, game 3 is complete. Now on to game 4, where SLG will have the south spawn. Kaisel on top with 3.5k, well played. SLG one game away from getting themselves a spot in grand finals. But I would love to see a game 5 here. It's always fun to see a tiebreaker. You know, 3-2 sets are great. And 4L is running a very similar lineup once again. 1-2-1B stays, VK stays. Triple 60 TP stays as well. Different players in them. And E5 IS4 to round things out. And SLG is really committing on that alpha damage right now. They said, okay, it worked for us last game. It's going to work for us this game. Are they running 4 VKs and 2 MLEs? That would be a lineup to see for sure. Come on, do it. You got to do it. Come on, yes. 7 ready up. That's just as good. 3 VKs, 3 MLEs. They seem to believe in the alpha damage lineup being the king for Nube here, which I can fully understand why. It's so difficult for 4L to push into that. As soon as they're on that corner, bang, 3 shots, 700 damage each with that tungsten shells, and you are done. I want to see if they nuke somebody. That would be amazing. If they just all hide behind a corner, someone gets spotted, they pull out, donezo. Could totally do it. 4L, of course, I mean, they got plenty of their own alpha damage. Triple, 60, and VK, so that's 4 tungsten shell tanks, but, you know, just doesn't compare. Really does not compare. But here we go, y'all. Game 4. Looks like my tank is bugged out. Awkward. Oh, man. How will 4L handle themselves this time? They're 1 game away from being sent to the loser's side, so they will absolutely need to show themselves, or to prove to themselves that they are able to make it. SLG going to be going for a very different play this time. Pretty much heavily committing towards the C base, what it looks like. All of the MLEs. No, Svetlana's fighting back a little bit of a trapping play. Little sneaky plays here. Jonathan David Jr. in an IS-7, so he does have another tank here. Will be going for real estate with a hard push into the corner of the park. Does not see anything from 4L, so he is going to get himself in there. May eventually detect Recta there in the 60s. Is he going to grab the B base or hide in the nook? No, he's going to get right onto B. Why is he breaking all of this stuff? That is questionable. Why would you want to break those things? Also breaks that too. Makes it look like they've pushed through. What's the plan there? I don't understand that. Breaking all of those things only tells 4L that you're here. It's a little questionable to me. Poking around the corner, gonna see anything? No, he's putting blind shots in, but he's just breaking the stuff. And he's going to drive right on. Oh, no. Oh, no. Uh-oh. Triple 60 TPs are coming in, and I want to see things from Jonathan's perspective. There's 1. Uh-oh. There's 2. In Tantan? No, not quite, but that was very questionable decision-making. However, Sevens and Neiman putting big shots into K911. He took a lot of damage there himself. But Jonathan David Jr. already getting pushed out here. In comes Tantan. But SLG has their own traps in store here as he takes a hit. He's going to stay back and grab the base. The K911 going to try to side scrape against the VKs, but they just put their big shots into another tank, this time wrecked. But oh! 7 takes his own volley down to 800 hit points, and this is just a battle of the trades here. Right now the hit points are pretty even, but I don't think it's going to come down to the cats, but in comes the sneaky tanks from 4L. They are pushing onto 7s here. E5 going to put one in, and he's going to go down. He can't back out. He's just out. It's lots of low hit point tanks for SLG, and they're going to be able to take out 7s in just a moment. One of the 4L tanks just needs to turn to the side and do so. Now they're focusing down just Waifu over there. K911 going to pick up that kill. 7s needs to be picked off soon as well. SLG's got 4 of their tanks pushing in, though, on 3 from 4L, and Burby going to be the next target here, backing down just in time, and Neiman does fall indeed to Darktronics. So 4L, despite being only a few hundred hit points up, make that about 1200 now with that big shell, is up a tank here. Kaisel going to close that gap, though. So they're up 2 tanks, now they're only up 1. Make that 2. Again, as Spyro falls, and the alpha damage not really working out too well here for SLG. After all, Although I did like to see the lineup that they ran. They are unfortunately not doing too well now. Ruby getting focused out. He's actually able to successfully hold off 2 tanks long enough for the rest of his team to carry through, and he actually gets a kill on one of them as well. So that 2v1 from SLG not successful in any way. We are going to be seeing a game 5 here after all. I really expected SLG to dominate with a hard-hitting volley, but they took a ton of damage themselves. Jonathan making an extremely big mistake in my opinion. First of all, breaking all of those things and showing, you know, 4L that he was there. But second of all, why would you step into that base? That just didn't really add any value. You know, you knew that 4L hadn't committed yet on any side. They could definitely be there trapping, and in fact they were. So yeah, questionable decisions there from SLG team, in my opinion. As well as, you know, the really nice counter push that 4L had with the 1-2, 1B, and E5 on top. So that was a pretty good play as well. So very fun. Also impressed that 4L had those tanks to spare right now. Their 5 tanks were holding off all of SLG's while those 2 were flanking. But anyway, Yukon is going to be the tiebreaker map, which is interesting. It's an asymmetrical map, but we're only going to be seeing 1 game on it. So both teams are not going to have a fair share at both spawns. So if one team favors a particular spawn, unfortunately, they may not get it this set. The set isn't the most important one because, of course, either team can fight their way back into the grand finals, but it is, of course, always nice to win the set and just secure yourself a spot anyway, because it means that you have a bit of time to relax and prepare for the finals. Because the team that loses a set has to go right into another game and they don't have any preparing time. 4L will have the north spawn, which is closest to the B base, and they should have the cap advantage because that base is very close to their spawn. SLG going to have south, and they are not believing in those alpha damage tanks anymore for this map, it seems. Swapping out of the MLEs and the VKs entirely, relying more on IS7s, E5s, and Stirves. They will keep 1 MLE though. So similar lineups for both teams, to be honest with you. An extra 60 TP for 4L though. But with that, game number 5 here, we will be seeing the tiebreaker, which I am always happy, of course, to see these competitive sets. Here we go, guys. Game 5 between these two teams. Both top 8 level for sure. And SLG will be immediately going towards more of a D-centered approach, whereas 4L heading more towards A, so teams are going to be feeling each other out for a bit. Neiman and Sevens are going to be quickly grabbing the C base. And usually you don't see the south spawn with a cap advantage on this map, but they will get one. And in fact, driving high enough to spot 4L's Stirves. A nice shot from Neiman, putting one into Rect and bouncing their returning fire, so he will be able to grab the base quickly here. And in fact, 4L going to be taking a bit of time to grab B, so they will be a little late to that. However, they have the A base as well, so they do have that advantage with them. SLG going to try to grab D, but I don't think that they will have the cap lead after all is said and done here. I think 4L will catch them on the points and take the lead. It's going to be close. They grab the base. What? Oh, it's neck and neck. I think SLG still has it, barely. No, I think it depends on the ticking. I can't even tell. I'm trying to read it right now. I think it just depends on the ticking and at what exact time the battle will end, because it looks like 4L barely climbs into the lead and then SLG climbs into the lead. These caps are neck and neck, and I have no prediction on who's going to win based on the bases right now. 4L is rotating themselves back to the A base. And as we can see in the mini-map here, as I make it a little bit bigger for y'all to read, SLG starting to stack up on their own spawn. We got Sevens, who's playing a little bit forward here. He could get himself caught out if he's not too careful. Spots Darktronics and Erect. Does put that shot in, well played there, but he needs to back off. As they are starting to push in. Yep, 4L is driving in. There is Neiman. Gonna put another bleed in Erect. He's taking a lot of damage right now, and in comes Flossie as well. Misses his shot there. Sevens did back off safely, but Neiman still pretty far forward, all things considered. He will have to back himself out of here. Almost put another shot in direct, though. Definitely could have if he had a little bit better reaction there. But in comes 4L. They are starting to get aggressive with those I7s on the side, and they actually put a shot into Kaisel there in the T125. And SLG still kind of getting themselves in the battle. Those serves are a bit far behind, so is Spyro. And 4L all very far forward here. They are ready to start pushing soon. How will they react, though? Looks like Jonathan David took a big one from Burby. Kaisel taking one as well, and 4L does begin their push on the outside with the IS-7s. They're catching the rear of 7s. 4L coming in from the C-base as well. He is the initial target here, and 4L already had themselves a nice target. Look at all these SLG tanks that just aren't really in good positions right now. They're going to push into Rect on the B-base with 2 of them, but the E5s and the IS-7s from SLG are a little bit slow here. E5 should be the tanks taking the shots with that reactive armor, but he's going to push in. Rect does fall on the B-base, but it's 700 plus points here for 4L, and they've already got a 3-on-1 on Kaisel all the way out there. SLG does have an advantage on Burby, though. Neiman should be able to put one more and inspire for the kill, but Darktronics is going to insert himself into this fight in just a moment here. Kill not going down on Burby yet, though. Spyro missed his shot. Neiman missed his earlier. Misses another one. Burby needs to get taken down here. 4L's got a very large advantage right now. And Spyro's about to be taken out himself. Jonathan David quite low fighting in against Tantan here. But things are not looking good for SLG, and 4L have about a 3,000 HP advantage, and as they hit 860 points, things are not looking too good for 4L. As they lose yet another tank, it is a 4-on-3 as Tantan does fall. But just Waifu's got himself in a bad situation with Flossie. Darktronics holding on as long as he can with his low hit points here to Neiman, who is going to try to get the kill, but Darktronics may be able to pick it up first. He is hulled down. He does do so. And as just Waifu falls, it is 4L that takes the set 3-2 over SLG despite being down 2-1. Able to win those last 2 games, including this tiebreaker here on Yukon to take it. Their aggressive push was ready, and SLG simply was not ready for that. And so 4L back in grand finals again for day 2 of this next PYS. Great competition between these two teams, and that one did come down to the wire, but 4L did take that. And we've already got our invite for the next set, so I am going to really quickly grab all my mission stuff because that does bother me to see. I didn't notice it earlier, but I'm going to go ahead and join up to this next one and get everything reset here as we watch Divinity versus SLG. So Divinity did beat Veli. Let me check the score really quickly for y'all. So Divinity beat Veli 3-0. So Veli did not win at all. But now we will be watching Divinity SLG again. Normandy. We've seen Normandy 3 times today now. 3 times. That's insane. That's ridiculous. That's insane. I just sent a message to Tolian. Map diversity is an issue here. I keep asking her if they plan to make it any better, but she says no, they don't really care about it right now because there haven't been any issues. But this is an issue. We're seeing Normandy for the 3rd time today. Divinity and SLG have already played them on this map. And Divinity again. Wait, they don't have all 7 in here. Did they just beat Veli despite not having 7? I just realized that. That just clicked in my head. Divinity did not have 7 today for the first set. And they don't have 7 in the training room right now. Did they beat Veli with 6? Did Veli just not have 7 either? What's going on? I don't know. I don't know. That's absolutely crazy, though. That is absolutely insane. That's mad crazy, but oh well. I'm not going to question it. Here we are. Normandy again, 3rd time in a row. That's actually insane. Anyway, sorry to take care of something, and DM's just sending that to Tolian because that's absolutely... That should not be happening. Seeing Normandy 3 sets in a row is not okay. But yeah, I don't really know what else to say here because Normandy, again, we've already seen it, but lineups are interesting. Divinity does have 7 players after all, so maybe they did just beat Valley with 7, but they're running a Badger. First Badger that we've seen this tournament. I don't know if we've seen a Badger since the legendary Droodle's New Bay play of Winter 2023. It's a tank. I mean, it can work, but it's just, you know, it's slow. And it's inflexible. This is the main issue with that tank. You know, most lineups for comp at this point in time are extremely flexible tanks. Like SLG's got E5, MLEs, Kron Von, Super Conqueror, and Chieftain. Those are interesting picks, which I don't see very often. At least the Chieftain I don't see very often. Super Conqueror does make sense. It's a strong tank, but either way, like, typically you see these flexible tanks, and the Badger is definitely not that. They must have something in mind for it, but I don't know what it would be right now. Normandy cringe, yeah. I just sent Tolian a message. That's absolutely insane that we're getting the same one 3 times in a row. But anyway, game number 1 about to begin. Here we go, game number 1. Teams can't expect to make 3 different strats from round. Well, here's the thing. These 2 teams have already played on this map today. So that's the worst of it. That is the worst of it. Ugh, that is annoying. But yeah. Game 1 here, it looks like Kevin Beasley in the T100 going to be making an aggressive middle play for spots. Will Light Spyro here and Jonathan David Jr. Kaisel as well, so honestly lots of info here for Kevin, lighting 4 tanks right now. All things looking pretty good right now. And this LG does not have a light tank right now, so they will not be able to have that vision advantage. However, Kevin does take a hit here. Was that Jonathan who put a big one in? Honestly, well played. If you're able to hit that on the move in the 60 TP, base advantage is in favor right now of SLG, but Divinity have good positioning themselves here. SLG going extremely aggressive here. Kronvon, Super Conqueror going right on in here on Kingfly, missing shots though. Kaisel has taken some shots of his own now, having blood 2 already. And in comes Leopard 2, but Kevin takes yet another here. It's not looking good. SLG looking extremely aggressive though. Will be making plays in on Kingfly, but Kaisel is an easy focus fire target here for Divinity, and the Badger should be able to pick up the kill here. Does so, and actually tank advantage here for SLG, or sorry, for Divinity before they lose Kingfly. Now Legend in the flush will be quickly brought down as well. He's got several tanks behind him. Kenobi with an HE should be able to pick up the kill. No, doesn't shoot HE, but he gets lit on fire. Spyro taking a ton of damage for SLG, though. He's got to hide himself rather quickly. SLG will pivot to shoot Leopold, or sorry, Leopard. I said Leopold there, but Svetlana actually falling first here, so the tanks are even 5 on 5. And SLG not quite looking at Leopard 2. I take it back. There's Jonathan with the big shell there. Prometheus going to be the next target, so it's a 3 on 4. 7's the next target here for SLG. He's going to drop back as fast as he can. He is tracked, but Divinity not able to take advantage of that, and he is now hidden Kevin trying to see if he can sneak in a shot. No, maybe he's too busy worrying about the 60 TP. He should be trying to see if he can get a kill on Sevens, who is perfectly hulled down and able to put in an extra shot. In the meantime, looks like Cannon is being pushed out himself here from the Super Conqueror and from the T125. Kenobi not looking like he can get the kill here. Canucks trying to hit point share as best as he can. Kevin actually does pick up the kill on a reaction over there, so it is a 3-on-3 briefly, but down goes Cannon. And Canucks is surrounded by 2 tanks, and then Kevin himself is only a 1-shot here. And not able to get anything in himself at the moment here. Jonathan David Jr. going to try to hunt him down. No, he's looking at Kenobi, picks up the kill. So it actually looked like Kevin did pick up the kill there, not Kevin. Sorry, Kevin picked up the kill, not Jonathan, but a return shot does go into Kevin. He's going to run away as best he can. Sorry, I kind of confused myself with my words here. But, more, says Sevens. He says more. Unless that's a Brazilian word that I don't know as well. But SLG's going to grab the B base as well now. Or no, Masivo's going to step into... Hey, no. Blind shot for the kill? Is that a blind kill? That was a blind kill. Wow, that's awareness right there. That's amazing. That's great. That is great. Kami's got this grit 3-0 and then 4, then 3-1. Okay. Let's see how right you are. SLG takes game 1. Now running a 50B and a 1-2-1 for game 2. Interesting lineups. Oh, and a Caro? They're trolling. They are trolling. Yeah, so interesting lineup from SLG. They are going to get rid of the Caro, but triple 1-2-1-B. So already running the fun strats here. I love it. I love it. They must be confident in themselves on this one. Divinity running pretty standard tanks again. That Badger's still staying around, though. I mean, he didn't do too bad last game. Briefly, this is going to look awkward as I check the result. No, the Badger didn't do too good. He did bottom, 971. Okay, I was going to say maybe he did well, but no, he didn't. They're keeping it, though. They're all keeping it. 113 as well, STB, so very non-standard lineup for both teams. Double 50Bs as well as the triple 1-2-1s. My goodness, SLG is really investing in these strange strats here, but I mean, you can't be expected to make 3 strong strats for both spawns on this map. You know, they gotta just throw something weird at them, right? They must have some plan. But yeah, 5 seconds till the game begins. And let's get it. But here we go. Game number 2. Looks like the 1-2-1-Bs. Interesting. There's that heavy tank spawning on this side for SLG and not the extra 1-2-1-B. Interesting. But they're going for a hard push into A. Neiman getting right in the base, but he gets spotted right away. Looks like Cannon there in the T100 gonna light him up. And yeah, they get spotted right away. Divinity knows exactly what their plan is. There's Cannon in the T100, spots everybody. And Masivo down in the dip as well, going to be noted. His location, but looks like Divinity's already turning around to try to nuke Jonathan David Jr., but Cannon getting himself blown up instantly goes down. Double 50Bs helping out with those clips there. And SLG have already taken out one of Divinity's tanks. Prometheus going to drive himself in here, but in come the 50Bs as well, continuing to pump out the damage before going on the reload. And down goes another tank for Divinity. Hit points aren't terrible right now for both teams. You know, it's within a close margin for each other, but SLG just already pumped out all of their damage. And Seven survive as long as he can. Actually bounces the shot from Kevin, so Yikes play there from Divinity. Canucks is going to put in an extra shot, but Kevin's already taken so much damage. He's down to 700. Back on the other side, the 50Bs take out yet another tank. Kevin falls down below, so they weren't actually able to kill Sevens for a long time. He finally falls, but they lose Canucks as well. It's already 1 minute and 30 seconds into the game, a 2-on-6. And a Legend in the Flesh has 2 tanks behind him. And Leopard Winner's saying GG already. This one was over just as soon as it started. And Kaisel says one more. They believe that they're going to 3-0 these guys. And yeah, I mean, they ran a very troll strat and it worked out quite well with that YOLO. Picked off the T100 right away. And yeah, that one was quick. 2-minute game. Start to finish there. SLG is up 2-0. Very goofy, silly plays, but aggression works. Sorry, I've got the hiccups right there. That was weird. Kaisel on top of 3.1. And here we go. Game number 3. Naval Frontier is going to be the next map. For the next 2 games, or only a 1 if SLG complete the sweep, which it's looking like they will after that game. Only 2 minutes long. There is nothing Divinity could have done about that one. Admittedly, Akame, I think 3-0 was not a difficult prediction to make here. I hate to be that guy. And I hate to doubt Divinity, but man, this is looking rough today. What's up, Jisoo? It's like lots of 60 TPs here for Divinity. SLG running pretty much the same lineup. Yeah, the same lineup here. Triple 1-2 and B double 50. That damage is absolutely nuts. Ready to watch a 1 minute 20 game? Oh god, yeah. Y'all did see it. It was a quick one. It was a quick one. I wonder what SLG will YOLO through this time. I mean, 1-2 and Bs definitely can be used in an aggressive way like this, but yeah. Kaiser, I appreciate it, man. Y'all on YouTube, leave a like. That'd be awesome. I don't really know how all that works with the likes and for the stream and everything, but yeah, I appreciate it. Appreciate it. Yeah, 10 seconds until game 3. This could be a quick final one as well, looking at the lineup for SLG, but Divinity's got some alpha damage. They could punch a few shells right on back into SLG during the push. I mean, Kronvons are great for defensive play. And that's probably what they have to do. Looking at SLG's lineup again here, the same exact one. Oh boy. Go see. So it looks like there's people in the Divinity team that are muted and not actually talking. Now, will SLG be able to break their record here of 2 minutes? That is the question. Looks like the super speeds are already coming out here. But they are splitting themselves a little bit. A couple tanks running to the middle, see if they can get crossing clips on Divinity, but they are not heading that way. They're going mostly towards C base with nobody at A. Sevens is going to find himself alone here. He's going to grab the quick cap. And yeah, this probably won't be a super speedy game. No instant picks here for SLG. I mean, they will get the 50Bs right on into B. They will push themselves in, but the Kronvons are so far away, I don't expect this being faster than the other one. You know, they don't pick out the light tank instantly. But Kevin may actually get himself killed here. Oh boy. Kevin Wiesla sitting in front of 250Bs, but Kaisel's taking plenty of damage himself, and look at Spyro here. Kronvon 60Bs putting big shells into him. Kevin's a one-tap, but as is Spyro. Not quite a one-tap, but lots of low hit point tanks for SLG right away. Seven's going all the way back around here for SLG. Divinity actually not looking too bad right now. They are up on the hit points. And fighting off rather well here. SLG's over-aggression, maybe a little bit careless with the 50Bs just sitting there and putting shots into Kevin, but not even getting the kill. They must have missed some shots there. And now Jonathan David Jr. is in a 1-on-2. Legend misses the shell. Kinnox does not. Jonathan David should be able to put another one in a nice 500 roll. And SLG going to counter right on into them. In comes Neiman. Full hit points from above. Bludgeon in the flesh can take some damage. Neiman missing, but it doesn't matter. SLG is all in here. The push right into Kevin Wiesel, who also fell. Down goes Kinnox. And triple 1-2Bs all in Legend Flash right there. And Kaisel does fall from the push of Divinity, but Kronvons are low on the shelves right now. It's going to take some time for them to reload. And SLG is up 2 tanks right now. Jonathan David Jr. putting another one in. Looks like we are seeing a 2-on-1 here on Kingfly. I was about to click on him, but he goes down quickly to Svetlana in Massivo. Next target, Prometheus. He's getting absolutely yellowed here. And Jonathan David Jr. with the ram kill. Beautiful. Cannon, the easy next target here for them. And last alive will be Leopard winner. So not quite as fast of a game. 2 minutes and about 40 seconds for this one. But still a quick game. Quicker than I thought it would be considering how far away those Divinity Crons were. They brought themselves in there for a counter push. And they were able to get a kill out of it, but not quite enough to secure a win. Even though they at one point did have the hit point advantage there, SLG showing that they are just the better team simply. But there we go, that's that set all done. SLG and Divinity, and is going to end in a 3-0. And right away we are going to return to 4L SLG. This one thankfully not on Normandy to start. It's on a rock field. Will Normandy be one of the other maps is the question. Rockfield, Yukon, Hellas. Okay, so at least we're not going to be seeing the same map 4 times today. That would actually make me upset. That would make me a little upset. But thankfully not the case here. But let me go ahead and get everything set up. Or it's a QT, lol. Oh my. I don't think SLG is going to get away with the goofy lineups against 4L, though. They did lose the past set, and they're probably out for blood now. Maybe they didn't take it seriously enough, or maybe 4L just straight up outplayed them. Either way, both of these teams have something to prove here. The fact that 4L won that last set means nothing for this one, because this is the one that matters. If 4L wins, they will continue their perfect streak of winning each PYS. If SLG are able to win this one, they will surpass 4L in points. In terms of how the rest of the brackets are going on, maybe that's something that I could pull up. I don't have that up right now. Let's see. Review skill 2, here we go. Oh look, it shows my stream here. Let's go. Y'all are obviously already here. But looks like Ponda 2-1'd Nox, and then Joker 3-0'd Ponda, Ponda 3-0'd Nox. Those are the two fighting. Apex beat 1pex and INQ pretty easily. INQ upset Elevate here. That's crazy, they 2-0'd Elevate. But Elevate are back in the grand finals, 3-2ing them in a game 5. So honestly impressive for INQ. Did very well there. This one we've already seen everything. This set was impressive, but the rest not really. Reggie beat MM. Hated upset VG. Got 3-0'd by Reggie, and then VG 3-1's hated. So hated out in the third here. So it's Reggie VG grand finals there. Group 5, Origin 3-0 straight. Straight beats HO here, but here that's still ongoing. So this could be a close set. But that is what's going on as of right now for those sets. So Joker Pondo, Apex Elevate, 4L SLG, RGVG, and then Origin versus the winner of this set here. So interesting. But here we go, y'all. We can go ahead and pull up right here on the training room. Both teams already up here for Rockfield. And 4L running those crons again. Those passive plays won them couple of those games, although their aggression did pull off that Yukon victory, so 4L can go either way here. Looking pretty good there, as well as a T100 in the mix for both teams. But Masivo in the 1-2-1B means that SLG will have a mobility advantage here for this first game on Rockfield. And MLE is a large target though. Double 60s and double STRVK. I'm surprised that neither team are running an IS-7. That is usually the tank of choice for grabbing the A base. It fits very well into the bunker that covers part of A. But neither team will run one, which is the first time I've seen that in a long while. But good for them, I suppose. They've got their own plans. Could be more C-oriented lineups, who knows? And again, losing connection to the game. Oh boy. Oh boy. That's annoying. I hate how it ruins the overlay too. It's just so weird. It's the worst. But here we go. Let's hope that we don't lose connection while the set is going on. But here we go for LSLG game 1. Oh, looks like I messed up the score a little bit as well. Sorry about that, y'all. Hold on a sec. There you go. Reset. There we go. Nice. Hee 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 haw. Alright. Slight mobility advantage for Team SLG on Rockfield here. Which is a map where mobility can be a factor, of course. It's a smaller map in terms of playable area, but there's so much cover and bushes and everything that it's really easy to be sneaky on this one. We've got a boost here immediately. Sevens is going up. Masivo going for a push. Svetlana with the super speed. Going to help wiggle him up here. And a creative strategy here from SLG. They will get their T100 right up top. Leafy for 4L's T100 is going to spot early. Spyro, Jonathan David Jr. over on the A side. And plenty of tanks in the area here for 4L you can see, but I'm curious to see what Reaction's play is for this tournament. He's going to be driving himself all the way up top, this sneaky little position you can use. And look at that nice line of sight he has over basically everything. Right now, no one is spotted for 4L, and they're actually able to grab B. Tantan backing himself out there. But SLG should be able to grab the A base in just a moment here. They did spend a little bit of effort getting the tank up there, which means that 4L does have a bit better map control. And they do set themselves into C quite heavily here. But again, the A base can be captured here for SLG. They are just making sure that it is safe to do so. But having the cap advantage is useful for 4L, because that means, of course, that SLG is going to have to drop that 200 off of cap if he wants to make a pushing play. Now, I find it very interesting that Spyro is the tank to grab the base here. This is a big target. Could have gotten blind fired, actually. Thankfully didn't. 4L is going to grab a second base, that being C, of course. So they will have the cap advantage still, no matter the fact that SLG grabbed A. Doesn't change anything here. And the caps will only increase in disparity here for both teams, so SLG needs to make a move at some point. Keeping the T100 here, not actually super useful for them right now. Looking for a blind fire there, doesn't quite get it into Leafy, but he is actually looking in the right spot here. Sevens may put a second in. We did see last season that he was the master of blind fires. Got a really good blind reset on the Castilla B base at one point, which was a game-winning play when that did occur. However, doesn't look like it's happening this time. And SLG is going to have to make a move here. It's 700 points for 4L. And they've already shown that when they have the base lead and those Kronvons, it can work really well for them. Neiman going to be stepping onto B. And Tantan getting spotted. He could actually get himself shot by Sevens all the way from up top. But no, he's looking more towards the A side, where Erect is playing in the Kronvon. And he's just trying to get those snipes in as best that he can. Richt does get on A base, stopping things even further. Gonna find Jonathan David Jr., who is just chilling in the 60 dB. He's gonna take a clip for free here. Yikes, not looking good for them right now. However, SLG will push past into Tantan. Get that kill. He gets Amareki, who's low health, so it doesn't really mean anything. But they need to stop the C base as well. It's 800 points here for 4L and counting now that they stopped A. And they need to be in scared mode right now. They took out Masivo as well, so 860 points. And Burby has gotten himself surrounded here, but again, SLG really needs to keep that steam rolling right now, and they're about to lose Spyro as soon as Flossie comes in from above. No, he's looking at Kaisel right now. Leafy does get picked off by Sevens all the way on the other side of the map, and Max actually does miss the kill on Kaisel. But Flossie's looking to take out Spyro. Kaisel does fall, and it's 930 points right now, 940. Jonathan David Jr. is being blocked here by Wrecked. We should be able to put a shot in, but it's too late. Spyro taking out, and 4L winning game 1 here. Again, having the advantage. If Akame's prediction is to be correct, that means SLG needs to win all 3 of these games. Ooh boy. But good opening for 4L. SLG had to make the move, but it was too little too late. 4L with good responses on the A side as well, and stopping the A base. SLG was too committed in other areas, and we're not able to do anything about it. But the spawns will swap, map will remain. And again, the Crown Bonds are coming back out for 4L. They've been working. They have been working. And unfortunately, SLG's creative boost was not enough to be effective that game. Just 4L, I don't know if they really played around it, or it would just happen to be that they didn't give him very many shots. But, I mean, well played either way, you know. You take what you can get. Now 4L will bust out the IS-7, potentially for an A grab. Tantan, it does like to play very far forward with it. It hasn't worked out for him very well previously. Those were the games that 4L lost, I do believe, are the ones where Tantan drove extremely far forward in his tank. So if 4L are able to restrain him a little bit there, or perhaps use him more effectively in a different manner, it could be good for their team. SLG running double SDRV, double IS-7, double E5, and a 60. Jonathan doesn't know what he wants to run. He's a little confused here. Yeah, he will keep it. Okay. Lineups are locked. Lineups are not locked. Neiman swapping. 60. Okay, so we got double 60 instead of double E5. Cool. Alpha damage all around. That's a 60 in this battle. And here we are, game number 2 of the Grand Finals PYS 2. Day number 2. And SLG splitting themselves here. Looks like they're looking a little bit more towards the A side, but Svetlana and the Sturv maybe for some crossing spots. 4L more heavily committing towards A. Kind of as I predicted, Tantan is driving towards the base, but is he going to cap it, or is he going to do something else? Neiman gets spotted quickly on, crossing over to the A side. And Tantan does drive straight into A. Very easy spot for the IS-7 to use. Svetlana actually gets spotted all the way at the other side. I'm going to have to play this a lot more passively, but look at this early double cap here from 4L. Tantan did take a hit, so he was reset into A, but it allows Leafy to grab B. Once again, the quick B strat working out quite well. Tantan does find some opposition here. That Jonathan David Jr. in his own IS-7 going to be sitting in A for Team SLG. So this is not really a useful kind of little exchange that's going on right here. Just look at these two. However, Leafy takes a big hit coming out from the B base. Max Verstappen taking another, and Tantan getting bleed yet again. Looks like Neiman put one in. Very nice. So SLG is getting lots of bleeds here. They've taken a couple of shots themselves, but put way more into Tantan, Leafy, and Max. Neiman with a return shot, though. Or Tantan with a return shot into Neiman, I should say. But base lead again for 4L. They have demonstrated that once they have the cap lead, they're pretty good at holding it, especially with those Kronvons. Jonathan is shooting an HE into Max for some reason. Definitely could have been an AP shot in the set. Oops, Spyro takes one as well. Can't take it in shot from Svetlana, though. He's got a nice crossing angle on Tantan, but he is exposed in return. Does take a big roll from Tantan. That was over 540. And both teams are stacked up here on the A side. Right now the tension isn't quite broken yet. Right now 4L is actually up on the hit points after all. They've put several shots into SLG since they did have the initial HP advantage. They haven't really taken a whole lot more damage. Masivo takes one. Burby takes one. Masivo takes another. He's in a very forward spot. Spyro abandoning the B side, and he gets nuked as well. Really questionable positioning here from several SLG tanks, and 4L are now up by 2,500. They're starting to push themselves in here. Triple 60 TPs have a ton of alpha damage here for punishing anything the SLG does right here. They've put lots of shots in and seem to be very competent at these brawls in the A side. Sevens takes yet another shot for free. I should say Sevens takes yet another because that's his first, but SLG in general taking several shots for free, and 4L is now up by 3,000 hit points just from out fighting 4L here. Because when it comes down to trades, the alpha damage that 4L has is just much better. Svetlana taking another. Looks like he's in an engagement of his own with Rekt here. But Rekt is going to be low on the shells here. He's probably going to reload some. Svetlana going to take this opportunity to put some damage back in. But Rekt will just back into C, and there's not a whole lot that Svetlana can do until he gets his support. In comes Kaisel in his own Sturv K. He's going to try to put some damage in, and if I were Rekt, I would just start shooting. Waiting for Svetlana. It's something that you can do, but at the end of the day, now Kaisel's just farming you from behind. However, that also means that SLG is down a tank over on the A side. 4L is going to push right on in. Darktronics putting a big one into Jonathan. Flossie going to do the same to pick up the kill. Does so, and they just push right on through with their triple 60 TP. Rekt does actually get the kill on Svetlana before falling, so despite that being a 2v1, was able to pick up the kill. Sevens falls, and even gets Amorekt a decent amount of hit points. And this game is absolutely dominant here for 4L. 960 points here, and 1,000 getting the kill. Only losing one tank. 4L looking extremely clean there. SLG completely out-brawled on the A side. Out-handled on the C side by Rekt, getting a kill in the 1v2. Absolutely inexcusable there. Not very good hit point sharing from the SLG team, and just in general, 4L played that way, way better. Way better. They deserve that one, absolutely. They deserve to be up 2-0 now. Akami's prediction is unfortunately not true. The SLG are on the verge of losing again. First, they were matched against Origin, and they lost those games to take second for the PYS, and now they are on the verge of taking second for yet another to 4L. It is Yukon now. You already saw Yukon. 4L and SLG played on Yukon, so we're seeing another map repetition, which is absolutely bonkers. So much map repetition. That's funny. But SLG believing in the MLEs. They've got two of them, two 60s, two Sturvs, and an IS-7. 4L with very interesting lineup. 3 IS-7s and 2 Sturvs. Leafy rocking an IS-4 Max and an E5, so he does have another tank that's not the O, by the way. He's been running the E5 for a while, I just never mentioned it. I said something way earlier on about him only running the Yo, but he clearly has other tanks. But SLG are on the verge of losing yet another set to these guys. This one even less close so far. Will they be able to run it back? A reverse sweep would be fun to watch. If not, I mean, just the opportunity to get to a Game 5 would be very impressive for SLG. They lost previously on Yukon. And yet again... Actually, no, I was going to say yet again SLG has North, but I think it was 4L that had North last time. This time it is SLG that is north of the spawns. They're not entirely the same, so both teams will have an opportunity to pull a new strat as opposed to playing something similar to their previous one because the spawns did swap. Looks like 4L's tanks getting in each other's way to start things off, but they will start driving triple ISs towards the C base. Masivo going to be stepping on B for SLG. They're headed more towards the D side, whereas previously we saw 4L on that spawn heading towards A. They'll step in the base, but 4L is triple capping, so they could take the base advantage this way, and they definitely will. They have the base lead. Flossie taking an initial hit here. But yeah, 4L with the triple cap do get themselves in. Also, Jonathan David Jr. crossed over for free. Did not take any shots here from 4L. So he now has the D corner. Is it useful? I'm not 100% sure. I would say it is, especially considering now 4L is just pushing hard through C, and they're actually going to catch out Masivo here. Oh my goodness. Lots of tanks can go right into Masivo and Neiman, and SLG doesn't have a response to this right now. Their IS-7s, Stirves are so far away on the other side here, and 4L could just push right on through into D. Missing their shots though, Neiman has not taken any damage, nor has the rest of SLG. And 4L has already bled a lot of hit points. They have not put a single shot in, and Burby's already less than half hit points. And SLG just needs to crash on in. For some reason, pushing right into the Stirves, you could just turn around and kill Burby right here. But fair enough, if that's the push that they want to make, then I suppose that they can. Sevens is taking lots of damage in the meantime here for SLG. We need some good hit point sharing on their side, but no, that's not actually happening. Burby's actually able to get himself away here, and I think we're just seeing a mistake there from SLG in not abusing that kill early on. And Flossie was actually able to get himself completely out of the engagement right here. And 4L, there's a lot more tanks in this side, although SLG is starting to catch themselves up here. Masivo should be able to pick up the kill, does so. Max actually quite low himself, trying to get himself out of the fight. So is Neiman here. Spyro putting one more into Tantan before backing up here. Max may be able to pick up the kill. No, he's looking at Neiman instead. Kaisel right behind, going to shoot at Tantan, but he falls earlier. And now it is a 5-on-4, make that a 4-on-4, but large hit point advantage SLG. 2,500 right now. And Svetlana should be able to pick up the kill here on Burby if Jonathan David Jr. doesn't do it himself. Jonathan does, 4-on-3, and Svetlana's quite low. Should be able to hide from Leafy, but it's a 4-on-2 right now. And Svetlana can put one more shot, run around this rock as a little bit of a kiting play, and Leafy will not be able to catch him. Flossie is alone against Kaisel. Will he be able to pick up the kill? Not quite. Kaisel should out-reload here. Does so. Down he goes, and Leafy's alone against 4 tanks. Svetlana kiting as best as he can. Jonathan David Jr. lining up the shot. Nice snap there from Leafy. IS-7 is pretty nicely held down. Not an easy one to hit, but Leafy is not going to be able to handle this alone against 4. Caps are in the advantage of 4L, but it's not going to come down to that. Let's be real. Masivo just needs to drive on in there. Or he's respecting the 1v1. Who knows? No 1v1 respect today. Svetlana going in, trying to get the kill. Doesn't roll high enough, but Leafy can't turn in time to get it. SLG does put themselves on the board here. And this could be the momentum that they need to put themselves back into the set. 4.2 for Kaisel, 3.2 for Masivo, so real good work from the STRVK there. I thought things were looking a bit iffy for SLG at the beginning because they didn't turn around to pivot onto Burby for a very long amount of time. Eventually they did get the kill on him, but could have done it a lot earlier. But still looked fun at the end of the day. Guess I can't call it that big of a mistake at all. Yo, did we just get a raid from Crow? Welcome, everybody from Crow's stream. Welcome, welcome. Good to see you all in here. I was about to line up a raid on you, Crow, after the set ended, but thank you so much, man. Welcome, everybody. Good to have you all in here. Raiders, Soak, Koyo, Crow. Welcome, welcome. I wish that I could address you right now. Wow, Bao, Maha, Shalom. Koenig as well. Hello. And the Ristis. Thank you so much for the raid. Y'all, you should go give Mystic Crow a follow if you haven't already. I raided him yesterday. Great guy. Y'all showed him a ton of support, but thank you so much for that, man. No delay for Crow. Shut. I'm streaming a tournament. I have to. Otherwise, The teams that are playing would just watch the stream and know where the enemy team is and cheat. But welcome, welcome. Did it work? Am I right? Nah, appreciate the raid, dude. Very kind. Yes, thank you so much for sliding on in, everybody. Good to have all of you in here. If you're new here, my name is 34. I am a streamer on World of Tanks Blitz. I've been playing this game for over 8 years, and right now I am streaming the competitive season for World of Tanks Blitz. Right now we are watching Prove Your Skill, which is the qualifiers for top 8. And 4L SLG, 2 top 8 level cleanse in my opinion. Going at it, you can see the score above. And 4L, who was the 5th place team from last season, currently at an advantage. However, SLG won the previous game on this map and have the momentum to potentially bring themselves to a Game 5. This is a best of 5 set. Long comp delay, huh? Yeah, I mean, a long comp day. No, this isn't that long at all, to be honest with you. Leafy getting an initial spot here on Spyro. SLG not able to punish, but 4L with an early an early B grab. They will have the base advantage, and SLG is not even going for C right now. Hard committed to the A corner. Their IS-7 immediately getting into a strong hold down position here. However, he will get spotted, not spot anything in return, and 4L now knows that SLG went for a hard commit here. Burby's already grabbing the D base for the team 4L here. This will be a big cap advantage here for SLG. Well, they will be a base up, but also a lot of points up as well, as SLG is only getting into C right now. 4L has plenty of time to react at the moment. The Army Reject, if you want to see a long comp day, tune in tomorrow. I will be streaming the 1v1 tournament for 3.5 hours plus. That'll be something. That's going to be a much more relaxed stream, though. This one, of course, I'm trying to be as informative and as analytical as I can for you all. But tomorrow's a 1v1 tournament, and there's not usually a whole lot to say in the 1v1s. It's just kind of a matter of both tanks feeling each other out. Honestly, detecting the enemy team is detecting the enemy tank is a big part of 1v1s. And I don't really have to analyze that too much. Yeah, how are you all doing? Crow, Maha, it's good to have you. Appreciate the raid again. Very kind of you. Looks like we are seeing some forward plays here from 4L as they're starting to push into the B base. Sorry, from SLG they're starting to push towards the B base, but 4L's got a bit of a defense mounted here. They've already pulled their IS-7s back. Max Verstappen in the E5 also ready to defend. He's been the one spotting Jonathan David in the A corner. No one cheats, please. Oh, people cheat. I know people cheat. There are so many players from these teams in my stream right now. They've already chatted. They absolutely would. They absolutely would. They were doing it. They were doing their best to do it for the 1v1 tournament as well. Okay, SLG needs to make a move here. 700 points about to hit for 4L. SLG needs to do something. Pushing into B is probably their easiest way of stopping the bases, but 4L's got a good defense of that. They're covering the D base as well. They've got wrecked from behind Burby over there, and they've even got their light tank, Leafy, who puts some shots into Svetlana. Ooh, Svetlana's actually a bit overextended there, and Burby puts in a shot. Svetlana takes another. He's already down to 1,000 hit points. Not a good play from SLG there. They will start pushing into B, that being 7s. And in come the shots now. Spyro crossing across B there and takes some damage here. SLG starting to run out of options. They need to do something here. 7 steps into the base. Tan taking a hit. In comes 4L pushing into Svetlana and Kaisel. The 2 Sturvs there are going to get 3 on 2. That means SLG will have an opportunity here to have a tank advantage and go in for something. But what will it be? Svetlana only going to survive for so long. Kaisel also quite low. But 850 points now for 4L. Things are starting to get scary. Seven's taking even more damage, and SLG is not really focusing either of these tanks particularly well. Tan, Darktronic still on pretty even hit points. Yeah, they're putting out as much damage as they can, but they're not doing it very effectively, in my opinion. Jonathan David's kind of getting 2v1. Finally, Darktronic falls. SLG grabs the B base, but the points are not looking too good right now. It's 900 points for 4L. SLG about to hit 900 themselves, though. They need to pick up this kill on Tan. They do so before Kaisel falls, so they're at 960 points now. Things are actually looking better for SLG, even though they're down about 800 hit points. It's a 5-on-5. Burby is soon to fall. Sevens could pick up the kill. That would be big. 988 points. But Jonathan David Jr. falls on the other side to Max Verstappen in the 1v1. However, 3 capture points here for SLG. Rekt needs to get a kill quickly, but he's lit on fire. Not able to shoot anything into Masivo. He does so there. 980 points here for 4L, but SLG's got 3 base points. No C gets regrabbed, but down goes Rekt. And 4L was at 985 points, but the kill happening just in time. SLG takes it, and we are seeing a game 5. SLG were able to take both of those on Yukon. Extremely close game there. Came right down to the wire. And even though I think SLG had a very poor initial strategy of hanging those STRVKs, they did have a tank advantage over on the B side long enough to secure themselves a win, and we are going to game 5 here. Game number 5. 4L and SLG will be playing on Yukon. No wide face cam. Bro, I didn't even have my face cam on in the first place. What are you saying? No. Yeah, game 5, here we go. Hellas is an interesting map because bases A and B are right next to each other, so if you grab 2 bases, you're looking really good and the enemy team is guaranteed has to push you. However, it's very difficult to kind of maintain map control if that's where you go, because while A and B are right next to each other, they're kind of in the middle of a dip area, and if you want to commit all of your tanks in there, you kind of have to hide in the dip, and that will allow the enemy team to go for a very big, like, kind of plan for how to, like, pick you off one by one at the time, if they're able to do so. So it's a tricky little map here. C base is, of course, all on its own and isolated, but does offer a little bit better map control if you're able to secure it. And both of these teams here are, of course, looking to take this. This is a very big one right now. Winner of this game gets, how many points is it? 33,000 points, where the loser only gets 1,500. So both of these teams, of course, need to get this dub, need to get as many points as possible to qualify for top 8. And while both of them are on pace to do that right now, it is absolutely important to be getting points whenever possible. SLG running a Yo for the first time tonight. We've seen 4L do it in the past, but yeah, SLG with Yos this time. Very interesting. Best Blitz commentator, and I thank you, Crow. Not the only one. That's for sure. Oh my goodness. But yeah, welcome to the stream, man. Some 50 PMPS you have. Oddly specific of you, Crow, to call me the best at that oddly specific task, but I do appreciate it. Wow, very kind of you. Anyway, interesting lineups here from both teams. You got 4L running triple Sturv in here, but it looks like they are committing more towards the C side. Got a T100 and IS-7 as well. And IS-7 spawning actually very favorably to push into C here. So 4L's got great spawns. They've already sent, you know, double IS-7 triple Sturv. They're a hyper mobile tank, hyper mobile team, I should say. They do grab C, however, they've got nothing left on B. And SLG could easily grab 2 bases there if they really commit to it. Now double E5s here for SLG are crossing. Burby trying to get an aggressive opening shot. Doesn't hit it though. But here are the Sturvs from 4L. You've got their super speed, and it looks like they are ready to push right on in here. And they are getting right into this corner, and there they are. Sturvs from 4L coming right on in. Hyper aggression right into Spyro. Activates his reactive, as does Neiman. In come the IS-7s as well, and just SLG is not ready for this. Look at this play right here. They are all in. Spyro's about to be taken down, but SLG's tanks are all lined up on the B side, finally getting themselves in the fight, but they've already lost Spyro. Neiman not getting pushed up by the Sturvs. They're not overcommitting. They're mostly full health for the most part. They're just going to back right off. They've got the tank advantage now. And if 4L can hold on to this, they get a... No, Burby goes down, though. What the heck? Burby pushed a little far forward. Looks like he was all the way out there. I didn't even see him on camera. Flossie is starting to take hits of his own, though. Need to back off here. 4L's Stir of K's got their initial kill, which was very useful for them, but they are not that much up on the hit points right now. And they can't really push Neiman either, because they will get themselves into a big crossfire. Kaisel with the Yo can put damage out rather quickly. Takes a shot from Max, though. Going to take a second as well? No, he's not looking that way. However, 4L does indeed try to push into Neiman here. They're pushing across Neiman, actually. See if they can put damage into the Yo. That is the most dangerous tank right now on SLG's team, with that massive 3-shot burst clip with DPM as well. Svetlana missing the shot there. Rekt is starting to get taken out, though. He is tracked right here. Svetlana falls himself. Rekt does back out successfully. It is Dingleberry that is perilously low for the team. Gets taken out, so it's a 5-on-5 right now. But hit point advantage is for 4L right now. And Leafy is coming around full hit points in the T100 to clean things up, and he's going to be able to put side shots into Kaisel, who's on 350, and Kaisel's ammo racked as well, so Max should be able to take him out quite quickly here. Leafy from behind, picking off Reaction, and it's a 4-on-3 tank advantage right now for 4L. They've got the hit points as well. Jonathan David Jr.'s alone right here, and even though Neiman picks up Flossie, Rekt isn't even concerned about Neiman right now. He's just trying to farm. Jonathan David misses his shell. Neiman is trying to block as best as he can here, but Max putting in the rest of his shells to Masivo. Gonna reload now. He's got a little bit low DPM to fight this. Rekt trying to fight the best that he can here in this hull down situation, but Neiman picks him off, and for a brief moment here, we actually do have a tank advantage for SLG, but Leafy with those hit points is cleaning up quite nicely. Masivo on 290. Will Leafy be able to pick him up with an average roll? Yes, he does. Now it's a 2-on-1 scenario. Neiman left alone. Leafy's on 490, and Max Verstappen's 338, so we do have a one-shot Kronvon here, but he's going to reload his clip as best he can. Neiman missing the shot there. Leafy should be able to put one in here before falling back. No, he's just going to full commit. And Neiman is more concerned about getting the kill on Max Verstappen, who misses the first shell. He's going to back off, and Leafy's just going to be able to farm him from the rear. Neiman gets the kill. Now turn yourself around to deal with Leafy. Activates the reactive armor. A max roll from Neiman could do it here. Will he be able to get it, or will Leafy out-reload? No, not in time. Tries to get the HE. 209 damage, but not enough. Leafy barely cleaning up the kill in the 3-2 victory for SLG. Sorry, my bad, for 4L. Wow, that came right down to the wire. But, oh my goodness, that T100 LT absolutely cleaned up the battlefield there. Excellent game from Leafy. And even though that HE could have taken him out, didn't quite penetrate, an amazing game there for 4L. That hyper aggression, getting that early kill, they didn't quite commit to it fully because SLG did start to have their tanks back. 4L repositioned themselves, and eventually were able to take the win there. Super close and down to the wire. Man, if Neiman actually got that initial kill shot on Max Verstappen, he absolutely could have taken that game. That was scary. Almost pulled off the 1v2, but not quite. 4.6 from Neiman, though. He definitely put in a hell of a show there. Well played. Well, everybody, I hope that you enjoyed that, Crow, and all of you Raiders. I hope that y'all came in and enjoyed the rest of that set. That was a great one. SLG so close to completing that reverse sweep, but not quite enough for them to do so, and that's the end of PYS number 2. Let's go ahead and take a look at all of the brackets right now and see how things are scoring up right here. Are there top 8 teams? Top 8 hasn't started yet. This is qualifiers right now. But 4L's got themselves sitting really nice now. They've won both of their PYSs, and SLG hasn't won either one, which is unfortunate for them. But here we go. Let's take a look at all of the all the brackets. I don't know if they're all finished, though. Looks like Joker 3-0'd Ponda yet again. They're just absolutely destroying Ponda right now. Not good for Ponda's win rate, as they're in the hunt for top 8 themselves. Apex 3-1's Elevate, so Elevate's able to take a game off of them. Good for them, but Apex had a great night tonight. 4L rolling their way. We already saw this group. Amazing sets here. I'm super glad that we got to watch this group. This is a really good one to watch. SLG have been keeping it close with all the teams that they've played. They barely lost to Origin 3-2 both times, but now barely losing to 4L both times 3-2. starting to call into question if they are actually able to close out these sets against high-level teams. You know, you got to be able to win those Game 5 scenarios, and they were close to doing it this time, but not quite enough. Rogi is handling themselves very nicely. They are now winning both of their PYSs as well. So all of the teams that have won their PYSs so far have won both of them. And then Origin beat Straight 3-0. Yeah, Origin looking really good tonight, went undefeated. So at the end of the day, PYS 2 ends the exact same way as PYS number 1. With Reggie, Origin, 4L, Apex, and a Joker all up top. Now, if we go to Hall of Fame and Clans, has the scoring updated yet, is the question. It looks like it has not. But according to this image that I pulled up earlier, this is how the scoring is going to work right now. So this is PYS 2 Day 2, so where my mouse is right now. These are the amount of points that have been allocated. So Origin, Joker, Reggie, 4L, and Apex have all added 3,045 points to their total. And then second place gets 1,500, third place 760, and then fourth place 380. So that is how this tournament ends up. And we'll be back on, what day is it going to be? Monday. Monday we are going to be continuing with PYS number 3. But tomorrow and Friday we're actually going to be doing something slightly different. I will be streaming. I'm not taking time off. We will be watching the 1v1 tournament. So if I go ahead and pull that up. Nope, that's this. I'm trying to look at news. Here we go. Tournament among the top players in rating battles. This is what we will be watching on Saturday and Sunday. So tomorrow and Sunday. There's a 1v1 tournament where the top 28 players for ratings will be fighting in a 1v1 for the T49 Fearless. We already watched one of them in which Yarrow was the winner of the Joker clan. And so ratings is, yeah, the top 28 players. We're going to start with a bracket where it's 7 brackets of 4 teams each. The top 1 team from each bracket will move into a round robin with 7 players. And then the 2 best players will play in the grand finals on Sunday. So that is what it's going to be looking like for tomorrow and Sunday. So hope to see y'all there. 1v1 tournaments can be a little bit slower paced, but I mean, I hope that I can at least make them enjoyable. You know, it'll be a lot more relaxed today than it was yesterday, for sure. Or, I mean, it'll be more relaxed for the 1v1s tomorrow than it was today, for sure.
Yeah.
Oh, oopsie. That is Twitch. I'm trying to pick someone to raid here. Looks like I am following a few people that are streaming Blitz. We're going to go ahead and raid my buddy Mega Sus right now. So if y'all are on Twitch, I'm going to start that raid right now. And I would appreciate if you go and support Mega Sus. He's a homie. And yeah, for everyone else on YouTube, I wish y'all adieu. Or bid you adieu, is that the saying? I don't 100% remember. I haven't said it in a while. But yeah, thank you again, Crow, for the raid, and everyone else in the stream who supported. Appreciate you seeing y'all today. Congrats to 4L for taking it. And yeah, that's about it for me. So, as always, stay safe.